So Ariana Grande took her lyrics, I will find my way from you, quite literally, and I can't even blame her. Please note I will be talking about EDs, so if that is too triggering for you, please just skip this video right now. So moving on, over the years there has been a lot of discourse surrounding Ariana Grande as an artist and as a person, and that discourse has focused heavily on her body. And in recent years, I've seen multiple people or multiple videos actually talking about this. And at some point, I began to even feel overwhelmed with the sheer amount of commentary videos that were being made about this, both shorts and long form videos. And I'm not even Ariana Grande. And that led me to imagine how she probably felt about it all. And so when I saw this announcement that she would be stepping away from the public eye, I couldn't even blame her. There are a few questions that many people ask online that I actually want to discuss in this video and maybe just to clarify some things. So, with that being said, let me just begin. So, the first question that I see a lot of people ask, does Ariana Grande look a lot thinner? Yes. Yes, I'm not going to pretend or lie to myself that she doesn't, but does that give anyone on the internet like the right to just diagnose her and scream, go eat something? Hell no. Because if truly she's suffering from an ED, let's just say hypothetically she's suffering from an ED, screaming, just eat or please eat something isn't doing anything. It's not going to solve anything, at least not the way you think it is. EDs actually go deeper than just surface level of not eating. They are mentally linked. It has to do with a person's mental state of mind. And I remember when I was suffering from an ED, too, actually, and I was practically wasting away, and people would point it out. God knows, I was so happy. I was elated even. In my eyes, I looked fat as hell. But seeing someone or generally people worry about me, about how thin I was beginning to look, gave me hope that maybe I was losing weight. Take note, I said maybe I was losing weight. And at this point, I had lost 10 kilograms in 9 days. So, yeah, like I said, I was practically wasting away. And peradventure, Ariana does have an ED, like most people are speculating on the internet. You have to understand the mind of someone with an ED is monstrously warped. You see thin, she sees fat as a cow. So hearing comments like, oh my goodness, you look skinny, you should eat, may unintentionally reinforce her dedication and drive the person, Ariana, in question further into the deep end of starvation. Because where you see emaciation, someone with an ED or struggling with an ED actively sees dedication. And most people don't realize recovery takes anything from months to years, and there is even a possibility of relapse multiple times. I struggled with ED as a teenager and even early into my 20s, and I won't lie, I still relapse even to this day, and I struggle to this day, and that is like many years after. So I generally do not like the idea of people just dogpiling on this particular person, and I'll explain better with as the video goes on. So, question number two, why can't we talk about how emaciated Ariana Grande looks? No one is actually saying that you can't talk about it, but how do you talk about it and why do you talk about it? Most of the people that I've seen talking about this usually go, oh, this is coming from a place of concern. As a genuine fan, I can't look at this. I can't stand to look at her. Oh, please. Like, forget being a fan. As a decent human being, you need to be able to discern between showing genuine concern for someone and expressing that concern humanely versus outrightly insulting and shaming someone for their looks or body or things even above their control or things that they struggle with. And many of these people will say that they are concerned, yet their paragraphs and video essays says otherwise. Some have gone as far as to wish her death. Many have made horrible predictions about her health and her body in the future and compared her body even to an animal's. Like, you can express concern, but fixating and constantly bringing it up in every content or context and using her current struggles to judge her past mistakes, like the Ethan Slater situation, the homework and allegations, and just using all of that all together to just dogpile on her is absolutely disgusting. If you're going to talk about her looks, let's just keep it at her looks, her body, and everything. Don't bring the other things that she has done to use that, oh, this is karma or blah blah blah, she's going to die, she did all this and now this is just karma coming back at her. Like, it isn't helping in the way you think it is, I promise you. The third question, and this is really a popular question that I see in a lot of comment section, is Ariana Grande body checking? Because it seems like she is, especially in her Pedals music video. First, I would like to say that it's wild for you, like most of you all would just come online and diagnose people from a 3 minutes clip. Now, is it possible that she could actually be suffering from Anna and dealing with an ED actively? Yes, I do believe that there's a possibility, but is there enough proof for us to definitely say she is? No, especially with what I've seen with Chadwick Boseman and some other celebrities that have held struggles as outside of ED. That literally either they passed on and then it was revealed, or they came out to actually say, "Oh yeah, I was struggling with depression and some certain things at a certain period of time," and that is why I was looking that certain way. And I that's why I really just try not to diagnose celebrities like people I see on the internet. We are not her healthcare providers, nor are we her family. Like you all literally did this with Chadwick Boseman. And these people, genuinely, these celebrities or public figures, they don't owe us their medical history or their struggles. And what hurts me most is that even when they're, open and vulnerable, it's not that most people would even care or that they even care to know about their struggles. Some of these people just want to have reasons or, avenues to which they can bully and mock these celebrities using their personal problems. And with the body checking thing, some people have even gone as far as to say that she's probably doing it on purpose. I don't really think she's doing it on purpose. Now, could she be body checking? Maybe. Again, I can't really say. I refuse to diagnose her from a couple of videos and pictures. But does that mean that she's intentionally trying to set a bad example for her young fans? No, I don't think so. Victim blaming is never okay in any context whatsoever. And many of the people who speak this way about her have probably never experienced or lived with an ED before. And as someone who almost transcended to the great beyond whilst battling two EDs, I advise you that if you don't have anything good to say or anything positive to say, don't say anything. It doesn't even have to be positive. Like just keep it moving. Just really keep it moving. And this basically leads me to the fourth question. Does talking about it help? I don't really think so. Like I said earlier, you could unintentionally be reinforcing her dedication towards eating less and less if truly she's going suffering from an ED. And I do recommend not giving her attention whatsoever, because with EDs you can never fully tell what your statement will do, the effect your statement will have on them. Sometimes it can be reinforcing, sometimes it can be, breaking down. Extreme praise or panic could actually be harmful because you don't know what reaction it's going to cause in that person's brain, or how it's going to, manifest or just make them view things differently. And this also tallies with the fifth question I've seen a lot of people ask. It's less of a question and more people just throwing blame, saying, I blame her team, I blame her family, what are they doing? They're literally watching her waste away, blah blah blah. Well, I believe that they're probably trying their best and taking it slow. And a lot of people don't understand that for someone dealing with an ED, aggressive confrontation sometimes only makes them spiral further. And most people fall victims of ED due to chaos and the feeling of lack of control in their life. So being able to self-regulate and determine how much they can physically consume actually gives them a sense of satisfaction and stability, a sense of control that they feel is absent in their life currently. So you being abrasive in your words or just being harsh in general doesn't always help. In some cases it does, but there is time and place for that. And the problem with all that is that you may never really know. That is why you really need to seek professional help. And there is a tendency that if you do it way too quickly, if you're very harsh, dragging them and pulling them, you need to go this, you get help, da, 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 you could actually cause a person to just withdraw further and become completely closed off. And I believe that she's probably getting help and support from her team or her family at least. And so we shouldn't really be judging and condemning the people around her. I believe that they have eyes just like we do, and they are the closest to her. They probably know her and care about her more than the fans will ever. Like, let's just be honest, they're her family. So yeah, all that being said, I'm not saying that Hollywood is, this perfect innocent place whereby, people are not exploited or whatever, or that the label cannot be exploiting her. I'm not saying that, but I also just refuse to buy into the idea that no one, genuinely no one around her, team aside, record label aside, genuinely no one, like even her immediate family, her brother and her mom or dad, like none of them are really concerned about her and trying to help her. There has to be at least two or three people who are genuinely concerned and are actually trying to get her the help that she needs. And I really hope she gets the help that she needs. And this inherently just leads to my sixth question, of course. Is her taking a step back from the public eye a good thing? Genuinely, I feel like it definitely is. I really hope it does help her in the way that I desire it to help her. It's honestly the best move she could have made at this point in time, seeing how people are just constantly, hammering on this and everything, and continuously having to endure the public scrutiny definitely isn't helping her. And even we as, the audience, seeing her physically deteriorating and looking like that, it's also not really helping people. I think it's only stirring people, up to bully her more relentlessly and to also talk about her like a body in a very degrading manner. And maybe this is just the best. for all parties involved. And I hope that she recovers and fully bounces back. That is just my sincere wish and prayer for her. And as much as I condemn the bullying or whatever, I also do not condemn the discourse. I want there to be genuine discourse, because I see some questions that, oh, some girls in the comments, some young girls in the comments, and even women, that, oh, should I be aspiring to look like Ariana Grande? She's my idol. Should I be using her and some other female celebrities that have lost significant amount of weight for thinspo? No, I definitely don't recommend it. I don't even see it as anything good at all. And I see many people, especially in Anna groups and on skinny talk in quotes, to use all, like, they constantly use all these female celebrities that have lost quite a significant amount of weight as aspiration or motivation. And they just, draw, like, make videos of these women, clip them out, and then just write some of the most horrendous things that really promote EDs. And all I can say to those set of people is that please get help. If you or anyone you know is struggling with body image issues, ANA, BED, body dysmorphia, or just any other body issue whatsoever, please get help. Most people tend to forget that these celebrities have the resources to bounce back more easily compared to, you know, people, just the average person. Like, from they can bounce back easily from intense situations like this because they have the money to afford the best healthcare. They have the Botox, the fillers to fill in all the quote unquote gaps or lapses in their visuals. Not to mention the makeup artists and the tanning creams, everything that they have to hide, the bald spots, the hair extensions, the pale skin that they can just all cover up, and the costumes that kind of like just tie it all together and make them look glamorous despite, going through so much mentally and physically. I feel that no one should be aspiring. No one should be aspiring for that in any way whatsoever. Because while all these celebrities have all these resources, you don't. We each individually just get one life. I don't know, depending on what faith you believe in or what God you choose to believe in. Yeah, we individually we get one life, and quite frankly, that life is way too short for you to spend the rest of it chasing perfection that is endlessly changing and leaves you unfulfilled permanently. And that goes for every aspect of life. I mean, jobs, everything, even your body, especially the body. Like, beauty trends keep on going and coming. At this point in time, people have made body trends, and that is wrong because they were never meant to be trends in the first place. And I think that is where we're getting it wrong as a society to even begin with. And for my final question, what can we do? Since I'm saying, like, really don't say anything at all, I'm not saying there's anything at all. I'm just saying, that maybe we shouldn't be as critical as most of us are being. So what can we do anyways? There is a need for nuance with a blend of empathy. That's just what I generally believe, because in the end, we just have to be honest with ourselves. Most people don't really care. They just want to hate for the sake of it. And these kind of people will latch on to any reason whatsoever, controversy or whatever that comes up, to hate on any person or celebrity that they deem is, unlikable, that kind of situation. Like, they're waiting for them to slip up. Most of these cases, they're literally waiting for them to slip up. So when they slip up, they're able to just, pour out everything they have against them onto that, like, in that situation, and just exert it. So whether you're a celebrity or not, you can never win. That's just generally it. Arena can never win. Why? Because the goalpost is forever moving. And let's be honest, if Ariana Grande miraculously became fat tomorrow, you'd still see some people in the comments saying they missed her skinny or Anna era. And I mean, we literally had people saying that they missed Black Yana era, where she was practically culturally appropriating and was relying heavily on alcohol and antidepressants. Just think about that. Take a moment to think about that. This made me realize that Ariana isn't the problem. She's just a tiny fraction of it. I promise you, if she disappeared tomorrow, people will still find, a way to look at another celebrity. They will find another new celebrity to pick apart their looks and their body and to fixate on. Ariana just, exposed a larger part of how we as a society are willing to go after one person and mercilessly attack them for the sake of it without understanding or even trying to understand the reason. And then, just like clockwork, we'll just move on to the next controversy or controversial celebrity that pops up on our radar. A few months ago, it was Blake Lively. Like, it's just like an endless repetitive cycle whereby we're just perpetrating these against these female celebrities, especially female celebrities. Although, yes, sometimes males do get hate, but it's mostly the female celebrities. And I feel like it's part of a larger discourse of how our pop culture moves as a whole. And it's really, Ariana is not the beginning of it. I don't think it should be the end of it either, which is quite sad when you think about it. And in the end, I think we can all learn from the past. And we need to just be more careful with how we talk about people's bodies, or better still, not talk about it at all. Because I feel a lot of people, are not able to have that balance between having nuance and also still showing empathy for people. I feel like a lot of people also forget that these celebrities are still humans, irrespective of the glitz and glamours that you feel surrounds their life. And just because social media has placed them on a sort of, pedestal, it doesn't make them any less human like you and I. They feel things too, they experience things, they suffer through stuff. And we all just need to work on empathy and do better in online spaces, because a lot of people will hide behind, anonymity, and just use that to bully other people, just, for the fun of it. And that is just the height of cowardice, and it makes you a disgusting person. If you're one of those people, well, you're a disgusting person. And this is not me gaslighting fans, that are genuinely concerned about her, to not show concern. This is me actually telling the haters who are using this to dogpile on her to just shut the frick up, because this is not okay. And this is also not me trying to gag people to not talk about how the impact of the resurgence of, the 2000s skinny aesthetic is, becoming, and how it's really affecting young girls and young women, people that have dealt with, EDs, and those who are also actively dealing with EDs and actively relapsing even. Like, this is me saying that we shouldn't just dogpile on one person and use that person as a poster child and just circle around that particular person as the sole example, sending hate and death threats to this person, or cursing them, and leaving, hate comments, and just like a lot of negative, nasty things in the comment section. Like, I can't even watch an Ariana Grande video. Like, I can't watch the video and I can't check the comments either, because they're both just shit spaces, like really, really nasty. Both are just nasty. Like, I'm disturbed by the visuals. I'm also disturbed by the amount of hate in the comment section, and I feel like it needs to stop. I feel ignoring her would actually even make it better. As much as I don't want to seem like I'm a hater, but I'm also not going to lie. I feel like ignoring her will really make it better, because the algorithm doesn't really care whether or not something is negative or positive. It simply responds to engagement. And so if a video that has a negative message has millions of views, comments, reposts, the algorithm takes that as, oh, this video is something that should be pushed out, to reach other people, to reach other audiences. So if you truly want to help, I genuinely just advise, do not engage. Do not engage with any of her content. You can just scroll. You can skip to the next video. You don't have to comment. You don't have to drop a comment. You don't have to scream, please eat. Someone should check up on her. What is, like, you don't have to even say anything. Just leave it at that. And I feel like that is just what we can do as people to help her at this point in time. And we can all just leave her alone. Let's all just leave her alone. Let's not give her that attention. And I'm not saying this to be hateful, to be wicked. Literally, let's just not give her that attention. Anyways, that is all I have to say for this video. I genuinely feel sad. I know this is a rant, and it's kind of embarrassing. But I just really have to put it out there, because I've seen so many video essays, and it's really disturbing for me. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please, if you or anyone you know is going through body image issues, please check the description. I will list a lot of like helplines, websites and everything that you can get help. Please do get help. And thank you once more for watching this video. Tell me what you think in the comments, and subscribe please, and I will see you in the next video.